Is the stuff you have robbing you from the life that you actually want? Join me today as we look at how Jesus frees us from the grip of greed and empowers us to travel light in this life. It's amazing to see how many things we can accumulate, unwanted burdens that we can accumulate in life. We pack ourselves and pack our lives full of unwanted hurts and unwanted distractions and unwanted junk stuff that we have today, we treasure, and tomorrow they become trash. So over this next season and through this series of Travel Light, we're going to look at how to unpack or unburden and travel light in life by giving those things back to Jesus. And today we're going to kick off by looking at the stuff that we accumulate in life. Solomon puts it best when he says the following. He says, better is one hand full with tranquility than two hands full with toil and chasing after the wind. So he's talking about this thing of stuff in our lives that keeps us back when we have too much and when we hold on too much of it. And it talks about the role that our stuff can have in keeping us back in life. Jesus puts it in another way, and I think when Jesus speaks specifically here, it's like he's almost giving us a double warning when he talks about our love for stuff and how that keeps us back in life. Listen to his words in Luke 12 verse 15. He says, watch out. First warning, be on your guard. So it's a watch out, double warning, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. And Jesus is getting to the truth. He's saying your stuff does not define you. How you look and how you dress and what you have and what you drive is not what life is all about. There's something far more bigger to life than just that. So for the rest of our time together, I want to look at three things that will help you to get rid of unwanted and unnecessary stuff in your life. And the first thing that I believe we need to do is we need to start throwing out stuff. When it comes to stuff in our life, it's very practical. When we have too much, we need to start throwing out. We need to start giving away. Here I'm thinking about the story of the rich young man that comes to Jesus. It's in Matthew 19 verse 22. And basically this young man comes to Jesus and he's desiring a specific life. He's asking, Jesus, what do I need to do to enter into the kingdom of God? What do I need to do in life to enjoy the God life, the God kingdom life? And then Jesus challenges this man. And he says, well, first of all, you need to follow the commandments. You need to love God, love your neighbor. And he says, well, I've followed all of these commandments for as long as I've lived. And then Jesus looks at him and he coins the one thing that's keeping him away from enjoying the kind of life that he actually desires. He says, go and sell all of your stuff and follow me. And in that moment, we see the response of this rich young man challenging him so much that he couldn't do that. It says the following, when the young man heard this request from Jesus, he went away sad because he had great wealth. So what's happening in this little story as Jesus is challenging him? What's coming to the surface, coming to the front for you and for me? Well, I don't think Jesus is making a statement about having stuff. He's not saying it's wrong to own things. The problem comes in, as is tested in this young man's journey, when the stuff starts owning you. And the way you and I know that is the moment we get challenged to give it away. Then we've given up our own lives and our love for the stuff that we have. We've sold it out instead of following him. You know, I find that so practical currently because we're in our house busy packing and we're getting a lot of stuff into boxes, and my wife is way better than I am at giving stuff away. I mean, if I can give her a license, she would just like give everything away. And every time she looks at me and she says, Lorraine, can we give this away? Can we give this away? You know, the one thing that keeps me from giving it away most of the time is that there is sentiment connected to the things that we're giving away. That came from my grandmother. That came from someone special in my life that I still treasure till today. I realize for some of us, this is really a big hurdle, as for me. And I must say the one thing that has blessed me so much, one of the tools to to start giving away was to discover this one truth, is to look at the stuff that God has blessed me with for a season, but something that I haven't used for years, I won't give away because I'm too sentimental. And then I would look at that thing and I would say, God, thank you so much for this, that I could have it when I had it, but I'm definitely not using it anymore. So now I want to bless someone else with it. That was one of the mechanisms that helped me to start throwing things away and not allow stuff to accumulate in my life. Every year we do this in Street Store. We look at all of our clothes and clothes that we didn't use for a year. That's stuff we're going to bless people with. So that's option number one. When it comes to dealing with stuff, throw things away. Number two, we need to start buying less. This is actually quite shocking. There's stats being done that says 62% of people admit to shopping to cheer themselves up. In other words, it's some or other therapy, an escape from life. It's entertainment. It makes me feel better. I'm trying to fill some or other void in my life. People are using stuff to fill a void in their lives instead of looking at Jesus. So we need to start buying less and looking to Jesus to fill the void in our life. In this space, I'm looking at people that's tired. And that's usually when I fall for this, is when I'm dead tired. And I just want to go and buy something to feel a little bit better in that moment. I'm so reminded of Jesus just inviting us to find our rest with Him. No matter where you are, if you're tired and weary, come to Him and He will give you rest. He will fill that gap. And then point number three, last place that I think stuff rules over our life, is when we struggle to give more. Jesus challenges us to give more. And here I want to quickly read for you guys in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17, it says the following. It says, command those who are rich in this present world. Now, before I read on, when we read command those who are rich, I know people listening to this will probably immediately exclude themselves from that conversation. I'm clearly not rich, Lorraine. However, I quickly want to challenge that a little bit. When we look at a global scale, if you are driving a car today, if you would be able to drive with your own car, transport, you are among the 5% of richest people in the world. That's how rich you are. If you have the option to have 3 meals every day, you're amongst the top 20% of the richest people in the world. If you have a phone on which you can watch this video and order some or other pizza from that phone, you are by far one of the most richest people in the world today. So this verse is speaking to you and to me very directly. And it says the following, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, not to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. And then he goes on, he says, command them. And then many times we hope it would say the following, we hope it would say, command them to buy more stuff, the rich people. Command the rich people to hoard more stuff, accumulate more stuff in life. Or command them to only click buy now on Amazon and take a lot as much as you can during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That's kind of the picture here. However, that's not at all the instruction. It says the following, command the guys who's rich, that's you and me, to do good, to be rich in good deeds, to be generous and willing to share. In this way, they will lay up treasures for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. So, today I want to leave you with this, the words of Solomon. Better is 1 hand full with tranquility than 2 hands full with toil and chasing after the wind. Why 1 hand full? Because when someone is in trouble, you have a hand open to lift them up. When someone needs something, you have a hand available to take from what you need and give to them. Better is 1 hand full with tranquility than 2 hands full with toil. God bless. Well, if you've liked this content, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button and make sure that you don't miss out on some great content coming your way in the future.